What is up, you guys? And today we're going to be doing a fully in-depth guide for Tech Mirio. Now, this character is very broken. This character is very insane if played correctly. And I have noticed that a lot of people do not play this character correctly. So, I am making this video to set the record straight and teach you guys how to properly use this character to his fullest potential. So, we're gonna start off with the very basics. We're gonna go off like I'm gonna teach you guys like your babies, okay? For his alpha, Phantom Smash, he punches forward and releases a shockwave. On the second bullet, he permeates for a very brief duration. And if you input a movement direction while holding the button down, he accelerates in that direction. Now, this skill is your movement tool, your main damaging tool, your defensive tool, your combo tool, and pretty much anything else you can possibly think of. This ability is great for pretty much anything you could possibly want to do. This skill excels at being both offensive and defensive at the very same time. Now, the projectile speed is very fast. Basically almost hit scan. It is the same exact speed as yellow deku. So if you are used to that alpha, getting used to this alpha will be pretty easy for the most part. You only have to lead your shots a tiny bit. There is still some travel time, but there's basically almost none. The reload speed is also extremely fast, basically almost instant. It is only 1 second for each bullet, and when you run out of bullets completely, it is a 5.2 second reload time. Now, I also have to say again with this move, if you are using this move correctly, you should not be completely out of ammo unless you are in an extreme emergency. Doing this is bad. You should not be doing this. This is a terrible use of the skill. I see every Tech Mirio player do this. Do not do this. This is bad. This is terrible. This is a complete waste of ammo. And if you're not completely, like, dumping every single... Even if you are dumping every single... Like, after you run out of this, what the hell else do you do? Just spam this? No, that's too predictable. You need to have this ability up at all times. I don't care what you are doing. I don't care if this is at 1 ammo and you need to stop and like wait. Because after a beta is over, look how many bullets you have left. You have 5 bullets again. 6, 7, 8. Oh my fucking god, I said the meme. But you know what I mean. Like I said before, this is bad. Do not do this. This is unoptimal, and that is very... Do not do that. What you want to do to maximize this ability, like complete like effectiveness mobility wise, you want to use this in bursts. You do not want to spam this, because that way you'll waste your ammo and you won't have your main damage tool. So essentially, use it in bursts. You do not spam it. You give it a chance to reload, and you stagger out your attack patterns in order to confuse your enemy, dance around them, and add confusion to the overall battle. Surprise attack! Because if you're just doing this, you're left with nothing. Like I said before, and then like you're left to do a beta, and beta without alpha is very inconsistent, because beta is not going to do a bunch of damage consistently on its own, so you want it to combo into alpha. Now, I need to go into the very big movement text with this move. The movement text make this ability. If this ability ever gets nerfed to the point with the movement text I'm about to mention with the tuning that I'm about to mention again, does not work, this skill instantly drops multiple tiers. When paired specifically with space hop, or wall run jump, or spiraling leap, if you jump while doing the skill, you will gain an enormous boost in momentum, height, and overall speed. So if you can see right here, I'm gonna get a massive boost if I do a jump and I do an alpha at the same time. This is extremely oppressive. It allows you to dance around your opponent and net you a lot of free damage while they're still wondering where the hell you even are. This essentially will turn Mirio's like overall like pressure, like from like a fly swatting you with like, I don't even know, but like it'll turn up his pressure so much. He'll become such a threat and such a menace, because on top of being invincible, you also don't know where the hell he is. Doing this also nets you a very good benefit of transitioning smoothly into his beta, which is a very good skill, and I see a lot of people downplay the hell out of this ability. This ability is amazing. It is great. It is the most balanced part of his kit, but by no means does that make it bad. So we're going to go over the core of it. Mirio dives on the ground and begins to hurl a barrage of punches in a straight line at the enemy. Then he bursts out and slams them with a downward punch. This ability can travel slightly up walls of a certain height and slightly down walls of a certain height as well. The turn rate of this skill is not the best, to be honest. It is not that great, but it's still pretty decent. It's not absolutely horrible that makes the moves like basically unusable. Now, as you probably already aware, this move drags the opponent along with you, and until the uppercut and the slam happens. But as you just saw right there, that functionality is extremely, very, and massively inconsistent. So I have found some small techs to mitigate this issue. So now, as you are rushing someone with the beta, you want to gently tap your backspace button. Or if you want controller, actually I don't know how this works. Let me try my controller real quick and see what the hell this even feels like. Okay, I'm playing controller right now. Why does this move feel a lot easier than on keyboard?
That was weak.
This move feels like it was made for controller. Also, why is aim assist like literal lock on? Look at this shit. What the fuck? What the hell?
Now.
Okay, I'm getting sidetracked, but on controller, or if you're on keyboard, gently tap your backspace button. Like on keyboard, that'll be your S key, or if you want controller, gently like flick down your left joystick as you are punching the opponent, and it will slow down Mirio's speed to just enough where you can drag the opponent along and they will not fall out of the skill. So an example will look something like this.
I won't let you. Hold on.
See, I'm slowing down, but he's not falling out. Well, you have to perfect it. You cannot do it too much, or else you'll punch them too far away from you. So there's a balance you have to do.
Ultimate move. Not yet.
Something similar to like that. I still missed a few ticks, but you get the general idea. Or if you do not want to do that, alternatively, you can do a tech that Germ created essentially, or just made popular, which I think he called it Phantom Trap, which essentially is that you look down and you stay perfectly in place, and you do not move a single inch. This tech also works with Rapid Mirio as well, but since like both their betas are literally similar, like in the files and everything, like it's the same premise and everything, so a lot of the code is the same. It works with Tech Mirio as well. So if you are jumping at someone with outfit or something, or if you even do a raw beta, you can just look down real quick and then tap your movement button to accelerate, and then you can hit them. And you'll miss maybe like 1 or 2 ticks, but for the most part, you'll be fine. Now this move also has extremely good vertical height. So if someone is like up here, not space hop height, that's crazy. But if you're like right here, then the move can still catch them, and it'll still be very decently good against like slightly airborne targets. Now I have to do some disclaimers. This move is also very extremely hard to roll or dodge. So unless the hitbox literally cannot hit them, like right here for instance, then you'll be perfectly fine, and they will not be able to roll out of. Well, most of the time they won't be able to. There is a very specific timing. I'm not gonna go over that just because like the timing is so strict to the point where like it can be dependent on lag or ping or whatever, and I'm not just gonna get in onto all that.
Intense.
Now some other notable things. He's fully invincible throughout this entire attack until the uppercut. The moment the uppercut comes out, you are not invincible, so be careful of that. And obviously, just like Rapid Mirio Beta, this move can also travel up structures. The uppercut portion of this move is actually extremely interesting. There are some couple things that I want to really impress upon you guys that will make this skill feel a bit more intuitive and add a bit more nuance to it. So essentially, the height that Mirio pops out of the ground is camera angle dependent. So if I look straight down, you will see Mirio barely even pops out of the ground at all. He's like literally hugging the fucking ground. He barely even comes out. And it also makes this move a bit faster as well on the uppercut portion. But if you look upwards, however, he jumps upward a lot. He jumps up a fuck ton. So I have not really used this tech to my advantage. I don't really know what exactly the advantages are to this tech, but I'm sure someone better than me eventually will find some nuance to find some type of cool tech with this. I honestly cannot really find a use case for it, but this is a fully in-depth guide, so I'm going to mention every possible thing. Now, I also have to mention again, in rare scenarios, this move can bug out and not grant you the permeation it's supposed to have, and in those scenarios, it has always happened to me when I need my permeation the most, like when I'm trying to beta against a Strike Shiggy, for example, and he has his beta down. If you are beta-ing, like, well, that's a weird way to say it, but if you are doing your beta as a Strike Shiggy is doing his beta, and like you do not have your permeation, you're fucking dead, bro. That shit is gonna shred your health like crazy. It happens very rarely. It does not happen that often. If it happens often, I'm not gonna lie, bro, you're just unlucky as hell. They have tried to fix this move of Rapid Mirio a bunch of times, and it still doesn't. Rapid Mirio, I still get the bug with it. It's just like, it happens on like a very specific frame as you click the button if you are attacked. The devs just can't fix it. I've just accepted that. And to be honest, if you're playing Lemillion, just expect bugs to happen. It's like Mina said, it's just a fucking buggy ass video game. Now, I see a lot of people also complaining about the damage of this move. This move does great damage. This move does not do bad damage, and you can buff it pretty easily with tuning. At the very core and at the very base of this ability, each of the little ticks does 3 damage, and you can buff this to 4 damage if you have 2 beta attacks. And that exponentially increases the damage by a lot. This move has a certain number of ticks, obviously because it has more gauge the more you level it up. And at level 1, you will get 11 full ticks. If you do not miss a single tick of damage on these small little ticks right here, it is 11 ticks at level 1, 18 ticks at level 4 to 8, and level 9, it is 20 full ticks. So, with that in mind, if you take 3 times 20, right, that is what? 60 damage. And then you take 4 times 20, you are getting an extra 20 whole damage just from putting 2 beta attacks on. Bro, that is a big increase from just tuning.
Go beyond.
No problem.
And this move does a lot of damage, bro. That's 193. Bro, I don't want to ever hear someone say that this move doesn't do good damage. This move does too much damage, if we're being so for real. But, to be honest, the damage is not that consistent. So, if you did nerf this damage, this move will feel, like, pretty bad. So, I think the damage overall shouldn't like get nerfed or anything. Let's not say nothing like that. Now this move obviously has like multiple hitboxes. So obviously you have the first tick, then you have the uppercut, then the punch, and then the shockwave. So all in all, I think if I'm not stupid, it is 4 hitboxes in this entire move. Now this hitbox, something I will say right now is that the uppercut has insane fucking tracking. Like, bro, this is lock-on tracking. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy tracking. So if someone like falls out of the shit, don't worry, it's gonna catch his ass. So the way the devs have coded this skill, they know this shit is inconsistent. So they gave this shit crazy tracking. So if someone is falling out of this skill, like right now, then just do that. Then let the skill go early. It doesn't matter if you like if you lose out on some damage or whatever, because you can just combo it into an alpha and be perfectly fine. Now, the amount of alphas that you can land is dependent on how high the opponent is sent. So, if you are punching someone from off of a very high altitude, then you can get 2 alphas off. Sometimes 3. Very rare cases though. But for the most part, you'll just be able to land 1. It's very hard to do it on bots, but I'll try to showcase it for you guys. It's pretty hard because bots get sent to the floor so fast. And sometimes something like that will happen. So, like they won't get like, yeah, like that. Sometimes they'll get sent to the floor, sometimes they'll just get hit stun, blown back, and it's pretty weird in training. But like against actual people, and 1 alpha extra is very consistent, so always do it. That is his bread and butter combo. Nets him like 200 damage per beta, even at like lower levels. Now I have 2 major final things to note. Actually, no, 3. Well, technically just 2, because one is just about the reload speed. The reload speed of this move is very slow. It is not fast. It is not a good reload speed. So I'm gonna use all of this skill right here, and we will time it. It is about a good 9-10 seconds for this entire move to come back. This is the one part of his kit the devs actually like really felt the need to balance, and yeah, it is actually a very slow reload speed. But alternatively, in very, very niche and very like weird scenarios, the reload speed of this move can actually be very fast, and that is if the move is canceled. So I can't really showcase this for you guys here, but actually I think I can. Hold on, let me get a red Kendo real quick. On second thought, I can't actually showcase it because bots don't they can't attack you in trading if you have iframes. So if I'm doing this, then like a Kendo will not hold out her shield, so I can't really showcase it. But if you are like halfway through your beta and it gets canceled, if you get hit out of it, like let's say like you come into contact with a shield, then the move will go up by a certain amount of percentage every single second. So essentially, it is like if you de-leveled and re-leveled the skill. So let me just take it from level 6 to level 9. So it'll reload like that. And that is a much faster reload speed. Now the final thing I have to say about this skill is that the uppercut of the attack can take opponents out of their super armor. So let me try to get a rapid All Might to hold down his alpha for you guys. You see how it just took him out of it? This is probably the like single dumbest part of this character's kit. I'm gonna be honest, it is extremely fucking stupid. Now, moving on to the star of the show, the name of the fucking quirk set, Sheer Counter. Mirio will take a stance while permeating and awaits an incoming attack so he can counter it. The counter does not activate on non-damaging or trap attacks. Also, this counter will only work if the opponent is on screen. As for attacks through walls, you only need to look at where the attack is coming from, not the user directly. The counter dash also has a max range, so attacks from extremely far away will sometimes not trigger the counter, and you will just be on cooldown. If the counter is successful, you will keep the charge and you do not lose any ammo. If it misses, obviously like I just said, you will go on cooldown. However, this side effect does not mean much, as the ability has a max cooldown of 3 seconds at its very lowest level, and a 1 second cooldown at its highest. Also, if someone is moving like extremely quickly, or they have like extremely like fast movement as you are dashing at them when the counter is successful, don't worry, the shit has literally 360-degree tracking. I'm putting the shit on screen. I'm looking at the files right now. The degree of the tracking is 360 degrees. Fuck, that was not English. Bro, unless they roll this shit or they have iframes or whatever, you will hit them. This counter is guaranteed if the shit is successful. Now, I also have to mention, this move has a damage glitch at level 2. The move is intended to do 135 damage at level 2, but at this point in time, as I am recording this video, it does 180 damage instead, which is equal to its level 6 damage. This means that you are better off just leaving this move at level 2, rather than getting it to max level in order to save those levels for your other abilities, or even your teammates. Final disclaimer, this is not an ability you want to spam. Stop spamming this move. Do not use it use it as a reaction tool. Do not use it preemptively. If you're fighting like a yellow deku or something, bro, look how fast this startup is.
You can try all you want.
I'm gonna tell you when I click the button. Now.
No worries.
Bro, now.
Now.
This move is literally faster than a roll. Do not spam this ability. You can react to any projectile in the entire game. You can react with this move. If you are looking directly at them, there is no reason this shit should not, like, literally counter the shit out of them.
Meet my best move!
The only time that spamming this counter is recommended, or even decent, is when your opponent is literally just being stupid, and they are not, like, being smart about their attack patterns, and they are consistently trying to attack you, and not trying to bait your counter. Then you can spam it, because that's not even you. That's on them. But obviously, like I just stated, for the most part, spamming this counter will leave you very vulnerable, and it will make your attack patterns very predictable, and obviously leave you open to be getting punished very often and very heavily. Now, I have some final bullet points for this move. The counter window. The stance time is relatively short, but it can also be extended with lag due to ping, desync between different players, so it actually can be longer than it is on screen for you or the other opponent. Now, I also have to mention, this attack has residual invincibility frames, even on the end lag of the ability. So, when I say now, that is when Mirio is actually vulnerable and can actually be hit.
Meet my best move!
Now.
Gotcha now!
Now.
All my power!
Now. So, it is not, like, do not attack him immediately afterwards. The attack will just go straight through him. It won't hit him. And Yeah. Now, this move also is great against air stalling. So, essentially, if you're fighting, like, a character that has very, like, a lot of, like, grounded attacks, like Overhaul or Strike Shiggy's Alpha and Beta, this attack is very good for stalling your timeout. I don't have space up anymore. Damn it. But if, like, if you do, like, a Strike Shiggy move, like, below you, just do this shit, bro. You'll be fine. And just, like, tap Permeation or something. Or just, like, use your Alpha or just use your Beta. And you'll be fine. There is no reason why Strike Shiggy or any character with, like, major grounded attacks should do that much damage to you. I mentioned this earlier, but this move has a max range. So, I would say this range is comparable to, like, the max range of Tamaki's cannon. The max range of Snipe Shot from Yellow Deku. So this can be used if you are predicting a very long range projectile coming in. This can be used to quickly dash and snipe opponents from very, very far away. Now, I did say that this counter does like have end lag if like if you spam it, but honestly, the end lag, it's not that much. I'm gonna be honest, like you can use special action right after, or like if like you're on the ground or whatever. You can use beta pretty much after, but in this day and age of the game, in the current state of the game at the time I'm recording this, we have a lot of instant, like, 200 damage attacks. So, it has end lag, but not that much end lag, but it still has end lag. So, you gotta be really careful. Now, for the final section of Tech Mirio's Gamma, Sheer Counter, the following list of attacks are uncounterable. You cannot counter them. So, we're going to start off from the top, and I'm going to put the list on screen too, so you guys can read the shit along with me. Assault Choco Gamma, the platform drop. Assault Choco Gamma, the single tap row of debris when it falls, or like the drop like I just said. Rapido Choco Gamma, the debris drop. Yellow Deku Gamma, Ibarra Gamma, Shinso Special Action. Hawks' Gamma AoE, so not the actual bullet itself, like the perception AoE around him. Shinso's Gamma, Red Dabi's Beta Kick, you cannot counter that. Rapid All Might Gamma, the initial grab, you can counter the AoE but not the initial grab. Alpha 1 Gamma, both push and the pull. Shoto Special Action, the Lingering Flames, however the initial toss of the flames can be countered. Tech Shoto Gamma, the Lingering Tornadoes. However, the initial toss of the flames can be countered. Strike Denki Alpha, the Live Wire. Momo Gamma, you cannot counter anything of Momo's Gamma. That is a really weird one, to be honest. I would expect that one to be counterable, but you cannot counter it. So be very careful when fighting Momo. She's actually one of your hardest matchups, to be honest. Because her beta will take you out of your beta, and you cannot counter her Gamma, which is her highest damage and most consistent damage tool. Strike Shiggy Alpha, Strike Shiggy Beta, Assault Shiggy Beta, the pulsing spread of decay on the ground. Dabi Beta, you cannot counter the traps. Tech Dabi Gamma, the lingering ring of fire after the initial activation of Dabi stopping the ground. Assault Endeavor Alpha, the lingering fire on the wall or the ground, you can obviously counter the initial fist-like bullet. Assault Endeavor Beta, the lingering fire ring AoE after the initial activation of the attack, also known as Vanishing Storm, not Hell's Curtain. And finally, Kurigiri Alpha, the Lingering Mist AoE. You can counter the initial hit, but you cannot counter the lingering... That was not English. The lingering AoE, as that technically counts as a trap. Now, in the combo section, we're getting near the end here. We're going to talk about tuning after that, and then we're going to talk about like the overall character description, and then we're going to close out the video. Now, his combos. Mirio's go-to combo. Beta into Alpha, into an extra Alpha if possible. I mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to go over it again since it's a brand new section. So, literally, all you do is hold Beta, and then do an Alpha. It is a very finicky on bots, but you saw it earlier in the video, but so I don't really have to explain this again. Next, you have a full melee string into Alphas. Mirio can cancel the melee 3 hit into his Alpha and Beta. He cannot cancel it into not special action. He cannot cancel it into Gamma though, so be careful of that. So the combo looks like this.
How do you like that?
And this can net you damn near a fucking guard break. It's actually really good. Literally a guard break. Now, I have one more combo I want to mention. It is very inconsistent. This combo is, it's not recommended that you go for this. I'm going to try to put on speed cards to even like try to, I'm going to show it without speed cards, I'm going to try to show it with speed cards. But if I can't get it, then I can't get it. And you have to test this out on your own time. But you can do full melee into Beta. It is very hard. It is extremely difficult. Actually, yeah, with speed cards it is possible. You can also get it without speed cards, but without speed cards, don't ever go for it. It won't work. Even still, like, that was even still so slow that he got iframes mid-beta. Now, the next combo that I want to mention is air melee into ground melees into alpha alpha. This can be considerably useful if you are descending onto an opponent's head, as Mirio has a very fast air melee and this is very consistent. So I'm waiting for these speed cards to wear off real quick so I can show you guys the combo at a very normal speed. So, if you are descending onto an opponent, air melee, full ground melee strength alpha. And that is a lot of damage. Now, actually, you guys, I kind of realized that I didn't mention level pathing. So we're going to go over level pathing, then we're going to go over the tuning, and then we're going to go over what skins are optimal and what you should be using for this character. These other skins will not net you the same benefits that these skills will do. So, optimal level pathing. If you are good at aiming this alpha, this level path I call Phantom Smash, obviously just because it's very focused on maximizing the alpha's effectiveness. This playstyle and level pathing enhances your alpha to its maximum potential. The ammo and the damage are the main focuses. I'll bet it is a pretty minimal increase on the damage, as it is a 1 damage increase per level. The extra ammo increase from 8 to 12 is essential for mobility, survivability, and overall offensive capability. First, you want to do level 9 alpha, then you want to do level 2 gamma because of the bug at level 2 that makes it do damage comparable to level 6 and level 7 damage instead. I know this may be considered bug abuse, but while this shit is in the game, I suggest you take advantage of it, and it can save you a lot of unnecessary levels. Then after level 2 gamma, you want to do level 9 beta, and then level 9 gamma. If, like, your teammates are already, like, at max level and everything, and, like, you kind of just don't want to, like, you know, like, give your teammates levels if you want to be selfish, then you can just level gamma or whatever.
I came prepared.
Now, the second optimal level path is Phantom Barrage. If you struggle on aiming the alpha, this playstyle is for you. This pathing allows you to go all in on the beta, which combos perfectly with its alpha. As you are shooting the alpha, you can cancel the animation into the beta. It looks like this.
I came prepared. Yeah. How do you like that? Take that.
While we're on the topic of cancels, he can also cancel his alpha permeation into his special action.
I came for permeation.
Anytime that you are holding the button, anytime you are tapping it, or anything like that, you can immediately cancel it into special and beta.
I won't let you. Yeah.
So level pathing looks like this. Level 4 alpha for the extra ammo, then you want to do level 9 beta, then level 9 alpha, then level 9 gamma. Those are the optimal level paths for Tech Mirio. If you do anything else, then that's up to you, but these are the level paths that I recommend as per someone who has mained this character for a good while after his release.
Yeah.
Now for the tuning section. These tunings are mandatory. Space Hop, Spiraling Leap, Wall Runner. If you can run any of these, run them. Do not use anything else.
Level up.
I'm telling you, do not use anything else. I do not care.
Level up.
I'm gonna show you guys the wall runner tech right now. So, as you're running on a wall, you do a jump, a vertical jump, and then you can easily mix up your movement, and it can be actually fucking insane. You do a vertical jump. So think of it like you're just doing a vertical like space hop jump, but just on a wall.
Ooh.
This tech is very good.
How do you like that?
Look how fast I'm moving, bro. This shit is crazy. No, this does not mean use Revenge Rapid. Do not use that dog shit. Use Wall Runner if you need a rapid slot for whatever reason. Maybe you gotta like scratch an itch in your brain and you don't want to use any other tuning slot. If you need Wall Runner, use Wall Runner or whatever. But obviously, I'm gonna keep recommending Spiraling Leap and Space Hop because those allow you to do this without a wall. One more thing to note, you do not have to do the jump prematurely before you start spamming alphas. After the change this season that allowed a bunch of alphas to be made like jumpable, like midway as you're shooting them, this actually can net you a decent, like, I would say like 5 to 10% more height if you hit the jump button as you are spamming. So if you do it like this, that gives you more height than just doing this. It's very tiny though. It's not that noticeable, but it can help a lot. For Spiraling Leap, this allows you to do the same tech as Space Hop in every single direction instead of just up vertically, although be aware that the jump effect will not nearly be the same height, but this can prove better than Space Hop in multiple scenarios. But the reason why I don't use it is because the builds that have Spiraling Leap over Space Hop are not that good for damage. But if you want to prioritize special tunes over normal tunes, it can prove better to use Spiraling Leap. But the builds that have the most amount of damage and have the best like balance of damage and special tunes and like reload speeds and everything, then Space Hop is your best friend. For the non-mobility tunings, Quick Reload and Hyper Regeneration are really good for him. Quick Reload allows you to have literally like infinite alphas. That is the only time that I recommend doing this, is if you have Quick Reload, so you just like are continuously being invincible and consistently doing damage as well. And Hyper Regen, oh also, and like Revenge Support. Revenge Support is also really good because it allows you to heal while being invincible. You can disengage, you can stay in the fight while still healing back your GP or HP and be completely invincible. It's great. So the next part is the normal tuning skills. Regarding Tech Mirio, Alpha Attack Power, Beta Attack Power, and HP Attack Power are very important. Tuning Gamma is not really that worthwhile due to its already extremely high damage output, so there's no really need to scale it any like further when you could put that extra power into your other skills. So overall, I would say the tuning priority goes from alpha to HP and then to beta. Well, it depends on what your playstyle is for Mirio. If you are good at aiming the alpha, then obviously prioritize having alpha attack on your build. If you are a more beta centric player, then buff beta. But I will say that 2 beta attacks is all you need to get these small little ticks from 3 damage per tick to 4 damage per tick, so you can get that extra 20 damage increase that we talked about earlier. And then HP attack is just good for just everything. It's HP attack. It buffs all the damage you can do to someone with HP. Now, we're going to go over his 3 best builds. If you do not have these builds, bro, if you do not have a PUR for Tech Mirio, I'm not gonna lie, you gotta find a different character, bro. This character really excels when you have tuning. This is his best build. Festival Outfit Dangerous. If you want to make this build and you want to be the best Tech Mirio that you possibly can, copy everything exactly. And I'm not sure if you don't have like a certain character, then ask me in the comments and I will give you a good substitution for that character in that slot. But this is the best build for him. I call this build Cosmic Spectre. I have names for all these builds. I get really into this shit, okay? I'm sorry. But like I said before, 2 beta attacks is what exactly it is you need. And GP attack power is also pretty important as well. And then you have quad alpha attack power and then 1 gamma attack power here. So it's the best option you could possibly put here. For the second build, I call this Phantom Hammer. This build is great if you want quick reload and everything. If you really want to maximize like your alpha pressure and stuff like that, this build is amazing. It is great. It is very good. I highly recommend it. This is by far his most aggressive build, as this can dish out the most amount of raw power and raw damage at any given possible moment. Now this is the safe option. This is the safe build that you will do if you don't have like casual wear heat, if you don't have the hero souls to get it, or if you don't have his festal fit at all. Use his regular casual wear. You'll use Spiraling Leap, and maybe if you want to, like, you can pair both. You can pair both, but with Space Hop. But honestly, maybe like Revenge Assault could work better, or something like that. I'm not actually too sure what to put here, but it allows you to get 3 alpha attacks on this build and a GP attack power and a 2 gamma attack powers. So yeah, this build is pretty decent. It's a good safe option if you need to run Spiraling Leap over Space Hop or something, or if you just don't have the other 2 aforementioned builds. Now, I'm going to go over his overall general character description, so just bear with me a little bit more, and then I'll end the video off, and you guys can go and just go on your Tech Mirio journey. I wish you all the best of luck. But Sheer Counter excels in controlling the flow and feel of the battlefield with Permeation Quirk, which in comparison to Rapid Mirio, he can utilize to his advantage much more often, with him having like 4 total moves, utilizing the gimmick Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Special Action, whereas Rapid Mirio only has 3, which is Alpha, Beta, and Special. All of Sheer Counter's attacks are generally single target abilities, but he possesses a decent ability to catch more than one person in his beta ability, Phantom Rush. And Mirio's general ideal combat tactic is for him to go for isolated 1v1s, overwhelming a target, lock them down, and predicting future possible attacks with his Gamma, Sheer Counter. He specializes in unpredictability and controlling the overall pacing of the battle itself. His cooldowns are relatively forgiving as long as you manage them with the proper level of consideration, meaning that he can remain invincible while dealing damage for prolonged periods of time, although he possesses a small amount of downsides coupled with his decent damage and invincibility gimmick. Those being N-Leg on the end of Beta and Gamma. Those 2 scenarios can prove near fatal for Mirio if the opponent has the know-how and the capabilities to capitalize on it, making those moves risky to continuously spam and go for without mixing up your attack patterns. The goal of this character, you need to do this. You need to mix up your attack patterns as much as you possibly can, and that way you will be unstoppable. So, with that, I'll end the video. I hope you guys all enjoy this guide. It is my most in-depth guide by far. I have not done a guide in quite a long time. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys want to see a guide on possibly more characters. I'm not too keen on a lot of different characters, so suggest a character in the comments I can do a guide for, and I'll think about it, and I'll let you know if it's doable. But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. A lot of time went into making this, and yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And I'll see you later.